we agree with that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Which comes down to the one word, literally the one word that is determining all of your success or lack of success today, tomorrow, every week, every month, every year in the future. And I know that this is a very big and bold claim, but all of your success or failure comes down to this one word, which is called your patterns. Your patterns are determining your success or lack thereof. And another term or name for patterns are called what?
Habits.
Rituals, habits, behaviors, systems, routines, standards, what you tolerate, what you don't tolerate, all the same thing, but just we have one universal word, we're going to call them patterns. Do me a favor, please be honest. I trust you all are honest. Who in this room has some good habits by a show of hands? Brushed your teeth, took a shower, right? We all got some. I'll put up 2 hands for this one. Anybody got any bad habits by a show of hands? I'll put up 2 hands in the foot for those who can't see, right? We all have good habits and we all have some bad habits. However, what is really determining a human being's success, and more importantly, your success, are not the habits and patterns you're aware of. They're the habits and patterns you're unaware of. And these are called your unconscious habits, your unconscious patterns. And your unconscious patterns and your unconscious behaviors are running this thing called your autopilot. We're all running on an autopilot. What is an autopilot? I'll give you an example. Hop in your car, 20 minutes later, you have no idea who is driving, but somehow, some way, you arrive at your destination. Ever happened to you, yes or no?
Yeah.
All the time. That's kind of scary. That's the autopilot, right? Or when 2 hours your day turns into 4 hours, and 4 hours turns into 8 hours, 8 hours goes by like that, the whole day evaporated, and you got nothing done. Or give yourself some credit, you did get some things done, but you damn well know you could have been more effective, more efficient, and more productive. Why is that? Because we're all running on the autopilot. And the scary thing about the autopilot is, most individuals do not know they're running on autopilot. Now, please pay attention. If you don't know that you don't know, then you don't know that you don't know. That's scary. And this autopilot is nothing more than a whole bunch of patterns formed together, running and dictating a majority of your decisions. Patterns of thought, patterns of behaviors, patterns of rituals, reactions. When someone says no to the business, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, oh, this is a gel, HGH, isn't that illegal? It's the triggers to those responses of an individual. And those triggers invoke a pattern of belief, a pattern of emotion, which will then do what? Trigger and initiate that pattern of your responses, thoughts, and feelings. So let me ask you this. If you know that you can do more, have more, create more, or have more of what success looks like for you on your terms, well, what would be the smart thing to do to any thought, pattern, behavior that's not getting you closer to what success looks like for you? Well, the smart answer would be to do what to those things? Disrupt them, change them,
Annihilate them.
Kill them. I see this is a fun, friendly group. And you know what? You're right. You should annihilate and kill them. However, before we can annihilate or kill them, the first step is to identify them. But before we can identify them, you have to become aware. And with awareness, then we can identify or recognize. And this is part of the reason why Joe, Frank, and the group and I, and the Tony Robbins organization partnered up to help you and us bring more additional awareness to some of these patterns that are already taking place. And once you can identify and recognize them, then the next step is to make a decision or a choice. And I use those 2 words for a couple reasons. One, we're all human beings. Human beings tend to not we interact with human beings, but human beings tend to not like to make decisions. Fine. Don't make a decision. Make a choice. Make an intelligent choice or a smart decision about what these patterns mean and what they're doing or going to do by changing or not changing them. Because you're already making choices. You're making choices every single second. What to think, what to do, what to focus. Am I thinking about the bill that I forgot to pay? Am I thinking about what's taking place next weekend? You're already making these choices. You're making a choice right now on your level of focus and your participation level in this training. which, by the way, I acknowledge because you guys are all doing amazing. But you're making these choices all day long, and most of them are unconscious. That's scary. Once we make some smart, intelligent choices or decisions, then we can start to change those patterns before we annihilate or kill them. But change is a very interesting thing. Now, can we agree that change doesn't always have to be difficult, yes or no?
Yes.
Can we also agree that change is not always easy, yes or no?
Yes.
So whether it's a little bit difficult or a little bit easier, regardless, whatever it is, there's one requirement for change. Change requires change. Something must change in order for something to change. And the last part is change is not good enough. I want you to think about a family member or a friend or someone that you care about, and they come to you, God forbid, that they come to you and say, hey, I got this addiction. And this addiction is causing some chaos, it's causing some pain. I know it's not the right thing to do, but you know what? I become aware of it. I made the decision. I got to make some changes. And they actually go through the change process, they change it. And they change it and they replace it, which is good, but they replace it with a worse addiction that's causing more chaos, more turmoil, more pain. That's not smart. That's called unintelligence. So if we're going to go through some changes in our business or identify some of the things that we need to make some changes to, we can't just change haphazardly. We got to be very intentional and very specific with the changing and the replacing of these patterns. You have to change to replace so you can be more resourceful, so you can unlock and unleash all the power that you have within inside of you, to truly unleash all the power that you have within inside of you. And I'll reference this term a few different times, and here's what I mean by this. I'm asking you to unlock and unleash all of who you are. I'm not asking you to model Tony Robbins or Joe or Frank or myself or anybody that you think, in your opinion, may have a certain level of success. I'm asking you to unlock and unleash all of who you are. Because the moment you try to be someone else, that's the moment you become second best at best. You'll never be another individual unlike yourself. But when you can unlock and unleash who you are congruently, authentically, with trust in what you do to serve your clients with the highest level because you believe in your product, you believe in your service, and the way that you do it, that's where the game changes. Because that's your unfair competitive advantage, because no one is you. That's your unfair competitive advantage. That's what's going to take place here in about 3 to 4 months down the street at the Prudential Center. You unlocking and unleashing, reconditioning, and being completely resourceful and truly unlocking and unleashing all the power they have within inside of you. Now, really quickly, we're going to go through 3 simple pillars, some tactical strategies that you can take and apply in your business or personal life. Tony's going to go much deeper at the UPW, but just being aware of these will be able to provide you a deeper level of success in any area of life. I'm only going to share if you're excited to learn this stuff. Y'all excited to say yes? Yes. Awesome. You're going to remember 3 pillars, and these acronyms or these letters are SAM. S-A-M. And the letter S, it's simple, but it stands for strategies. Just so I know you all are paying attention, what's the S stand for?
Strategies.
Beautiful. You have to have a strategy. It's a game plan, it's a business plan. Every successful business has a business plan. If you fail to plan, you're planning to what? Fail. I need you to look at yourself as your own business. It's you incorporated representing this business, representing any other organization. No matter what you do, it's you incorporated and you are the business owner. Second pillar, the A stands for activities. What's the A stand for?
Activities.
Beautiful. And if you pay attention, it's activities, not activity. Now let's just go through a few simple activities in any business, whether it's this business or anything else, that if you focus on those specific activities are going to generate the greatest return on your investment, time, effort, and energy. So, in business, contacts. How many contacts are you making? Phone calls, emails, marketing, advertising, whatever it is. How many contacts are you making? The contacts, how many conversations are you having? Are you sitting down with an individual? Are you actually speaking to them over the phone? Are you getting to show up? Like, what's the conversation look like? From the conversation, what's the appointment? What are you doing? Are you actually getting them to show up here? Are you sitting down with them, meeting a needs analysis? Are you showing how your product and service can solve their problems? Then you have to close the deal, actually get the business. As you're getting the business, are you asking for referrals? But outside of those few major activities, What else is going to get you the greatest return on your investment, time, effort, and energy, and the actions to get you income in this business? Not many. So what if we just focus on the most important activities? Now let's just pause there really quickly. Can we agree that those first two pillars are very important, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's actually take a look at it outside this business or outside of any business, but let's just imagine an individual somewhere in this world wants to produce better health. They want to make more money, deeper relationships, whatever it may be, and they have a decent strategy. Not even the best strategy, but an okay strategy, okay? So they have an okay strategy, but they take enough of the right actions consistently over time. I know it's pretty simple, but can we agree that any single person can produce better results as long as they follow through those first two pillars, yes or no?
Yes.
Beautiful. Now actually let's take a look at and apply that in this business. Can we agree that just about everybody in this room, everybody within this organization, within this business, has access to just about the same products, scripting, information, knowledge, tools, access to just about everything? Is that fair to say, yes or no?
Yes.
Now let's go one layer deeper on one more important question. Given that everybody has just about the same tools, information, or they can gain access to that same tools or that information, is everybody producing the same results, yes or no?
No.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you guys.
No.
What was that?
No.
No! Not even close! Not even the same ballpark, not even the same state, not even the same atmosphere. Why do you have that no matter what's taking place, one individual or a few individuals that no matter what's taking place, they always find a way how they can make it happen. And for them, if it's God, their spiritual life, their family, then their health, and then their business, somehow, some way, they always find time, they always find a way how they can versus how they can't. And then we have another individual that's literally sitting in the chair or in the desk that's literally like right next to them. This person's producing success, this person's next to them, a couple seats over, and they're finding every single excuse why this business sucks. Why everybody thinks this is a scam, why they have all these different challenges taking place out there, why their best friend said no, why their family members said, you're going and enjoying this thing that's illegal, you're going to waste your time, effort, energy, that you're not going to be able to make this a full-time career, and they start to believe it, and they start to focus on all the reasons why they can't. And they're the ones blaming the reasons why the business sucks, it's too difficult, and they're the ones that are doing that week after week and they're not making any money. Is that taking place right now, yes or no?
Yes.
Did that take place in 2008, 2009, yes or no? Where you had the worst economic recession and it didn't matter what was taking place, but one individual, whether it's in real estate, mortgage, financial services, didn't matter, they were still producing success. And the other person was still over there finding every single reason why it sucked. It's not the market, it's not the economy. In a changing market economy, what do you have to do? Shift your strategy. You have to take different action. The third pillar is the most important one, but before we do that, let me ask you, how important is the right strategy? Very important. Tony's a strategist. He's not a motivational speaker. He's a peak performance strategist. He owns 41 different businesses that produce $6 billion in sales. He's interviewed some of the most top self-made billionaires to uncover their strategies on how he can apply them in his business and his businesses. The right strategy can save you decades. The right product, the right company can save you years. And if you get it in the right time, that could be awesome timing with strategy, right? But you can have the right actions and also take the right actions at the wrong time. It's still going to be the wrong actions. Now those first two pillars are very, very important, but fortunately or unfortunately, they only form 20% of your success. 80% of your success in everything you do, whether it's this business, your health, time management, relationships, everything you do has everything to do with the third pillar, which stands for your mental and emotional state. It's your ability or inability to effectively communicate with your own internal dialogue. When things are shitty, when things are horrible, when everybody's blaming you for every single factor, when you have the whole weight of the world on your shoulders, when you can't get out your own way, that's when you need the ability to get out your own way. When you have that difficult conversation, when you have that difficult thought. It's the ability how fast and how quickly you can reframe and change that mental and internal dialogue that takes place. It's that voice inside our head that we all have. Which, by the way, who's got a voice up there? Anybody got a voice? It's your communication. You said what? A couple?
I said I have two.
You have a couple? Who's got a party up there? I had a lady the other day, she said, I got a colony